Are you ready? Do you have a doubt?
Always.
Never.
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name is Dutch.
My name is Jules.
As always, Angelic Dylan.
And welcome to yet again one of our world famous drink-throughs.
Stop stealing. Stop stealing.
That's right. Another one of our drink-throughs. This is a Dylan special because Dylan accumulated all these bottles. I really
Cannot believe it.
I don't really know anything about Found North. I've tried some of these, but they're all different, right? Like some of them are rye whiskeys. They're all Canadian whiskeys, right?
Different blends, different things. So each bottle should have some information. So I'm excited because...
High age statements.
Yes.
Which is very interesting.
Which is getting a little bit more rare these days. But I wanted to do this because, I mean, it's considered like the darling of the kind of the whiskey connoisseur community. Some people seek these out. You know, it doesn't sell out that quickly, but it's definitely an academic exercise for many people. So.
Yeah, they've become pretty hard to get.
Yes, they do sell out.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so why don't we go quickly down the line and we'll do a little close up of all the bottles that we have here. So we have batches 1 through, what is this, 8?
7.
7?
So we got 6A, 6 and 6A.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then we got 2 special. I'll just show you guys all the bottles here. So this is batch 1, aged 16 years, cask strength rye whiskey. You've got the grain breakdown there, 66% rye, 30 corn, 4 barley. Batch 1. Take a quick look at the back here as well. It's got the proof point and a little bit of information on the blend. We'll go into more detail with each one, but I'll just show you guys close-ups of all the bottles here. Here is batch 2, which is aged 16-year-old Canadian whiskey. It is a corn-based whiskey there. Aged in ex-wheated bourbon barrels, 64.9%. Wow, good proof points. All right, then we got batch 3, aged 17 years. This is another cask strength rye. Batch 4, a cask strength whiskey, corn, rye, barley mash bill, aged in Hungarian oak.
Hungarian.
18 years, man. And then we've got an 8-year-old, but it is a blend of 21-year-old and 8-year-old. But the youngest is 8, so... And it is another one. It's a corn and wheat mash bill. Very interesting.
All interesting stuff. That's why I brought it.
You're an interesting guy.
Yes.
Here's a 17-year-old cask strength whiskey, another corn, rye, barley mash bill, 64.1% alcohol, also in that Hungarian oak. And then we've got batch 6S, which is a second summit, aged 18 years, another cask strength whiskey, finished this time in a sherry butt. Again, that corn, rye, barley mash, 129.8.
PX
sherry. Yeah, PX sherry.
Depending on the sherry, different sherries.
Yeah. All right. Batch 7 is aged 18-year-old cask strength whiskey, 83% corn, 16% rye, 1% barley. Again, the Hungarian oak, 131.
I'm hungry to learn more.
Oh God! Please stop. And then we've got the little ones. What are these exactly? So this is Season 1 Barrel 7. This is a single barrel cask strength rye whiskey. 66% rye, so lower rye content, but it is finished in that PX sherry and 117 proof. And then the other little special guy, single barrel, is a double barrel cask strength rye whiskey. Season 1 barrels 13 and 14. And it's number 4 char, finished in that and tawny port. 66% rye blend. So... Let's get started with batch 1.
Yeah, so why are we doing this? It's because we want to know what's the deal, right? We want to know what's the personality of a company. We want to know what kind of theme that they're trying to convey. So let's try to figure that out while you're drinking, okay? Because I know you guys just chug things.
Were you listening to
But let's do some thinking here. Use your old noggin.
All right, how's the nose? Very pleasant.
Very distinctive, I mean, like rye, right?
Very rye.
Yeah, and pleasant.
57.1% alcohol. So this is a 66% rye. So heavier corn.
Wow, this is 66%?
Rye.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of...
You think it's higher rye percentage?
No, it feels muted.
So more corn?
Yeah.
There is more corn in this. The other ones are higher rye.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was higher rye. That makes sense.
I'm getting a lot of the rye.
Yeah, it's a lot rye.
It's a lot rye. Dylan, 2024. All right,
It's a lot, comma, rye.
Sweet, followed by the rye spice. Mm-hmm. A lot of spice into the finish.
A lot of spice in the
Pretty
finish.
well balanced, though, with the sweetness. And maybe a little bit heavy on the spice.
Yeah.
A little heavy-handed feeling. Do you taste the age, though? 17 years?
That's what I was going to say. So I will say, this is not my favorite. I felt like when I first tried this, I didn't know if I wanted to go on this journey because, you know, the age statement on the bottle and the flavor, there's a huge disconnect.
Yeah.
It tasted young to me for what it's supposed to be. And so I think it's...
Well, I think this is also... Some of those Canadian whiskeys, you know, they can just age a lot longer. I mean, it's colder climate.
Absolutely.
A lot of reused barrels. And I think at 17 years, you're just not going to get as much kind of...
The new ones.
Like, if you think about something that ages that long in a warmer climate or in climates with huge shifts like Kentucky, you know, you're getting a different experience. But then you compare it to Scotland, where you also have a colder climate. And in 17 years, you can get a lot of depth of flavor. This just doesn't seem to go particularly deep. The flavors are good.
Depends on the barometric pressure. It depends on the humidity levels. It depends on the frequency of temperature changes. But the issue that I have with this one is, you know, I if I were to be like forgiving in terms of the front end flavor, when I see a high age statement on the bottle, I'm immediately thinking about the finish. And here, like if you gave this to me blind, I don't think I would say this is a high aged or even well aged.
That's kind of the point I was getting at. Is like some of the American rye is going to be aged considerably less than this, like maybe like 4 or 5 years, and you're going to get a pretty similar experience in a lot of ways. I think.
I agree.
Probably even a little bit deeper flavors than some of those.
I wish this had deeper flavors.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I feel like is missing. It's not bad by any stretch. It's enjoyable to sip on.
Yeah.
Jules, do you agree?
Pretty much.
But here's the thing.
mean, most of it was like for me anyway, all in the finish. I didn't really get anything.
Yeah. So here's
end,
the thing though. I don't think I could be forgiving because the price on these bottles are pretty high.
Mention the price.
Yeah, how much?
I mean, it's like at $150
Each?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You realize this video is not going to make enough money for you to make back
I
what
told
you spent on
I told you
these.
every second I stand here is a waste of time and money.
So click
I
that
added the
subscribe
time.
button, please. All right, moving on to number 2.
Don't cut this part, but you see how like they're bullies?
Well, I cut that part.
They're bullies. Bully.
All they hear is you making stuff up about how we're bullying you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 2. Batch 2. So this is an 80% corn, 16-year-old rye. Oh, no, just whiskey. So this is the corn whiskey. 80% corn in the mash bill here. 19% rye, 1% barley. So, you know, what we would consider to be a bourbon mash bill. Yeah. But, of course, it's just a whiskey because it's from Canada. It has to be from the U.S. to be called a bourbon. And they're using reused barrels here, not new barrels. So that's going to be another difference. How's the nose?
Way better.
It's hard to say it's reused though.
It smells reused. I don't get the depth on the nose. You know, you can tell what it is, but the sugars are kind of one-dimensional to me.
I highly doubt
it's like
Dutch would have
just-
known the difference if I gave it to him blind.
Well, hey, maybe you could try in our upcoming series.
Jeez, boring.
All right, that's probably you know, this one's probably going to sit for a while before we release it. So that new series will probably be out before this video.
It says this is like a tyranny.
Dictatorship. Wow, the sweetness is on the palate. But it's
Front end.
It's lighter, sweet. So it's not the rich caramels. It's maybe a thinned out caramel at the richest. More of the white sugar.
Yeah.
There's fruits in there, but again, it's fresh fruits. It's not cooked. It's not jammy. I'm left with like a white sugar, powdered sugar kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
But it drinks like a light whiskey almost.
It's
Yeah.
You know?
I just wanted to say it tastes like corn whiskey.
Yeah.
And I will also say that you start to get a little bit of the finish in this one. I think compared to the previous one, you know, like it's not great. Okay, it's not
pretty good.
I say it's not the best finish, but I think you get sweetness and then you get a little bit of that finish. Is it a $150 plus flavor and finish? The answer is no, absolutely not.
I mean, the mark I would give it though is it's 16 years old and 128 proof, right? I mean,
it's high proof, but
it's high
Yeah,
proof.
but like I hear
high
both of
age.
those statements, and I feel like where's the
should be
depth
better.
for this?
Well, my point is the price is. I'm not offended at that price, but it's also not great for that price.
right.
Like considering how much I had to go into making this, like the time. And the fact that you're getting it at cask strength, and it's a pretty good cask strength. I'm not upset at it. It's enjoyable, but it's not blowing my mind.
Yeah. At this stage of the journey, my question was, what is the theme? I still cannot grasp the point.
The irony to me is that I would love for Found North or a similar brand to do similar things with first fill new barrels, newly charred barrels. Because I feel like if they started to use newly charred barrels for some of these, I mean, they wouldn't be able to age them quite as long necessarily, but maybe. Right. But like, how would it turn out? Could you imagine this, this corn whiskey, basically a bourbon mash bill in a new charred barrel, but aging in that climate for this long? Like, what would happen? That to me is very interesting. And then comparing it to the reused barrel.
Yeah. It's possible, but,
Expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
True. All right. Speaking of expensive, let's go to the next one. All right, guys, batch 3. This is, we're back to a rye whiskey, 17 years old, 55.1% alcohol. This is 64% rye, 32% corn. I like the bottles. Let's take a topographical map. They're really cool. So compared to the first one, we're at a slightly lower rye content, but the same age, right? Oh, 1 year older. An American oak instead of the Hungarian oak. How's the nose? Wow, it's much lighter. The whiskey's
Really
a lighter
light.
color,
Yeah.
too. Comparing the color between the two. It's older, but the American oak versus the Hungarian oak. Interesting.
So
And again, it feels
Very
muted.
mellow.
Man. It feels muted.
But
to
you know
me.
what though? The first thing that I thought when I nosed this was that it's a little bit more balanced than the previous releases. I feel like
It's leveled,
yeah,
but it's also hard
Nothing's
to pick anything
standing
out.
out. Yeah.
I think you're getting a lot of the sweetness. It's more the flavor profile is summer fruits, right? It's mostly summer fruits.
Yeah.
I'm not getting much into the stew or the jam, so it's sweetness and summer fruits.
But it's like you took those summer fruits out of the fridge and you can barely smell them because they haven't come up to room temperature.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
like
I agree.
if you warmed them up
I
a little
agree.
bit and they
Or they were freeze fried and then
freeze fried, huh?
or
Yeah. Freeze.
freeze fried. Yeah, that's right.
Fries everything. Look,
Right.
his favorite phrase, deep fat fry.
Yeah.
But here's the I feel like if the gain is turned down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, it's like it's been like compressed and leveled, and then it's just kind of sent to you as a
Sawed
package.
off, dude.
But it's not bad.
Dynamic processing.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this.
MP3, but at like a low kilobits per second. Good palate. It's different.
Light whiskey.
Yeah, it's like but there's corn.
Yeah.
There's a nuttiness in there.
Yeah.
It's almost like a candy bar. It's pretty sweet, but then you get the
Almost
rye
like
on the end.
candy corn,
Yeah.
dude.
The finish really kind of complements the sweetness. It's a little bit bitter at the very end for me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Me too.
I think it's that grainy bitterness, but
A little
here's the
bit
thing.
drying.
I felt like the mouthfeel is much better.
The front end palate flavors are much better. Again, there's not a lot of depth, but the flavors are interesting. Like they're really nice. It's like a nutty candy bar without any chocolate. Like what's that? Nutta Buddy? Hunna Buddy?
Hunna-
Nutta Bit
Buddy.
of nut? What's the one he likes?
Bit of honey.
Bit of honey.
Bit of honey.
Wait, what did I say?
I don't know.
Honey bunny?
Hey, make sure you do all the subtitles of every
For
single
this entire
permutation.
thing.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head about like the finish being a little bit bitter. The problem with the drinkability of this, and I've tried,
Drying.
like, well, yeah, but then it lingers enough. The irony here is that because of the age, it lingers enough, but then it also mixes with the next sip.
Yeah, it makes the next sip a little bit worse.
Yeah.
But it's still it's sweet enough on the front end that it's enough to
Enough to balance
displace it or something. But
Yeah, this is something you could pretty much sip. I think it's
I'd say also, if you're not deep into analyzing them, or if you're having this with a meal or a cigar, where the finish is going to be a little bit less of an issue, the front end palate flavors are bright, they're pretty punchy, they're sweet. It's going to be pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I actually think it would be a good one to pair.
Yeah, so I think this one is much better than the last two.
Favorite of them so far for
Exactly.
me. Yeah.
All right.
Joel.
Sure.
All right, next one. We should inform the viewers.
Okay,
They should
fine.
know.
Whatever you want, chap.
All right, guys, batch 4. Dylan's really upset because I'm calling him out for this being a fresh crack. He hadn't properly prepared for this drink through, and he's getting self-conscious.
Okay, first of all, see how ungrateful they are? Like, I took I went through the trouble of collecting this for them so that, they expand their mind a little bit. But
For him.
they complained. That's just like, oh. Are you spilling my expensive whiskey?
No comment. So this one is 18 years old. We're back to a corn whiskey, 80% corn, 19% rye, 1% barley, Hungarian oak, 62.4%. So just compared to the other corn whiskey, that was ex-wheated bourbon barrel. So this is the Hungarian oak. This is same mash bill and around the same proof, a little bit lower. All right, so since it's a fresh crack, should we let it aerate a little bit? What do you think?
Sure.
Let's go right in.
Sure. Time lapse.
So a little bit of time lapse there. How's the nose?
Very fruity.
Fruity. I get more of the rye, even though this is, the high corn mash bill, but I get the rye spice coming through.
I don't get that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Really didn't clean that.
I'm getting corn candy again.
Corn candy? Mm-hmm. No, I'm still getting just like the summer fruits.
I'm not getting fruit. This one also is kind
You
of
get a little bit of the ripe, but...
For me. Kind of compressed.
Candy.
Yeah.
What's our age on this one again? 18. All right, I'm going in. Much bigger flavors here.
Bold.
I think it's the breath is larger.
I think it's depth. It's strong.
I think
right
it's
in front.
deeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the breath?
No, I feel like it's a lot
Sweet.
more
I get a lot of spice on this
Yeah,
one.
me too.
Very spicy.
I get a lot of spice.
spice, fruit, sweet.
I get
fruit's
this.
kinda
I get this
muddled.
like feeling of the grain is trying to punch through.
But it's been aged. I mean, I don't really get a lot of grain.
Yeah, me too.
But you're right. Like the grain spice is coming through. That's why I contribute that to the. I attribute that to the rye spice.
I mean, the
Punching
finish tastes like rye.
through. Yeah.
That's all.
These are the boldest, the biggest flavors, the punchiest.
This is much more punchy than the previous
Yeah.
offerings. But I mean, we're kind of
More flavors.
we're kind of getting into the middle. Like, what's the personality here? What are we learning from this company?
I'm not learning anything.
Wow.
I'm just learning what these taste like, dude.
All right. Hopefully, we'll have a better summary than that garbage from Dutch later
Why
on.
you ask me? Why do you ask Jules?
Because I am garbage.
You heard it here for the first. Wow, I can't talk.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, number 5, Johnny 5, coming another fresh
Easy
crack.
eyes.
So remember, this is not had.
This is a
time to
Dylan
open up.
fail. That's
Dylan
what
fail
Dutch is
number 2.
saying.
I didn't say that. This is very
I'm saying
dark.
it.
Here's the bag. This one's very dark. And the other thing is, we talked about it when we showed the bottle, is that this has 8-year-old distillate in it, as well as 21-year-old. The 21-year-old, it comprises 73%. So it's mostly the older distillate in here. And then 27% of the 8-year-old, 73% corn, 27 wheat. No barley, or under 1% at least, and 116 proof. So be interesting to see what the wheat brings to the table. Should we let this one open up a little bit like the last one?
He's moved on.
This is your drink through, dude. You got to tell us what to do.
I thought I always tell you what to do.
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Let's go.
You don't want to let it open up?
He's moved on.
See, this is how much he cares about your drink throughs, guys. Don't let it open up. Don't let it get the neck pour out.
He is really.
I'm trying to give everything an honest shake.
Something's off with you
I think-
guys, man.
yeah, I know. You know what
come
it is?
in this morning
No.
and they're just like both on the rag. I don't know what's going on.
You know what's crazy though? I was gonna just say that Dutch is on his period.
What are you drinking? Cranberry juice? All right, how's the nose?
What do you think?
It's good.
It's good.
It smells like a bourbon.
I'm
This one
actually
really
getting
smells
brown
like a bourbon.
sugars out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It smells like a bourbon. So much more barrel. I mean,
This
is
is
that
like
the 21?
I feel like this gets more of the stewed fruits now. It's not just the ripe summer fruits. You're getting it. It's like the darker flavors in the aroma.
I mean, it really smells like a bourbon.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Like a wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
And that's essentially this mash bill.
Yeah.
And it's got like 21-year-old wheated bourbon in here.
We'll see.
What's the cask type again?
Don't know. I can't read right now.
Why is this so hard for you, dude?
Couldn't read it.
Oh, it doesn't say. That's why.
He's looking at it like blank space.
There's a blank look on his face.
It. Like, that's why. It's, I don't know, the lighting.
Oh, man. For full distillery, so for full details, we can go to their website. Should we look it up?
All right, so it is aged in new American oak and ex-bourbon barrels.
It's a new oak char. That's what
It's a blend of 73% 21-year corn and 27% 8-year wheat.
Oh, so it's a wheat whiskey
yeah.
and a corn whiskey. Interesting.
Yeah. So
it wasn't the mash bill. It was just the percentages of each. Okay. Which one do you think was in the new oak? Probably the wheat, because it's younger. Would be my guess.
oh, it's actually quite pleasant.
I really like
it's
the
really
nose.
pleasant.
Yeah. All right, let's go in.
Bold.
It's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. It tricks you at the beginning. This is going to be a bourbon.
Like it thinned out for me towards the end.
But then you get the wheat funkiness. The frunk kind of comes in.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's not the criticism that I have with this one is that the finish is drying.
Yeah.
And I feel like
it's drying, but
I feel like it's a weird mishmash because it's a long finish for sure, right?
Yeah.
And it's a sweet finish.
Yeah.
But then you also get that oak, drying oak.
And it makes your second sip worse.
Right. It's the same problem with the kind of the turnaround, right? If the drinkability is affected as a result of it, but
Very dry.
the front end flavors are good.
Really
I mean,
nice.
it has like a lot of the rich, like stewed fruits that we look for.
How do you think this one would open up?
I think it would open up.
it's like my blank stare.
It's like, how do you think this meal will be? It'll be a meal. I'm thinking, why don't we just let this one sit? Let's come back to it.
All right.
All right, guys, batch 6. This one. All right, so batch 6 is 87% corn, 17-year-old, 12% rye, Hungarian oak again, 128 proof. Got some good color on this one, too. Sorry. Oh, man.
It says aged in new Hungarian, new American, and ex-bourbon barrels.
Hungarian.
Okay.
I just wiped it up, dude.
Not my glass. We'll give us.
You're just making a mess down here.
It's a blend of 17 to 26-year-old whiskeys.
All right, how is the nose? Ooh, I like this.
Very sweet.
Good balance to it.
Yeah, I'm actually getting like a floral
Better.
out of this.
Very enjoyable. The spice is kind of balanced this time. Let's go in.
Oh, wait.
Tastes like a rye. There's a lot of that spice coming through, man.
I can tell if that was on my previous. There's a lot of spice coming through on that finish, man.
A lot of spice. A lot of spice in the mid palate. And then the finish, it kind of.
I mean, how do you describe this?
Black pepper. It's like the hot spice, like black pepper. Very
For me,
punchy.
it's at the end, right?
Yeah.
The finish.
It intensifies at the end. I got it in the mid palate too, but it was a little bit warmer, and then at the end it gets sharper. Again, the finish gets a little worse, and now it's almost getting bitter.
Bitter.
I don't get as much bitterness. It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot.
Yeah.
Definitely, very hot.
Yeah.
Drinks proofy.
It kind of like
Kind of
like that. Yeah. Oh man, this is
what?
what a disaster.
Everything we do is a disaster.
Dutch has no respect for his fellow man.
I don't.
There it is. I don't.
It's just
Dutch,
you.
2023.
This is literally the first thing.
I don't know. I still think that there's a lot of sweetness here.
It gets overwhelmed by like its proofiness and like the finish, man.
Now, here's the thing. Would you be
spices.
surprised that this won gold in San Francisco World Spirits Competition 2023?
Nothing surprises
They
me
give
about
everything
San
a gold.
Francisco.
Gold is their baseline. They give everything a gold.
Double gold is their baseline.
If you don't get a gold in that competition, you just haven't paid them enough money.
Ooh, where's our nickel lawyer?
I kid. That's going to be bleeped anyway.
Wow. Don't bleep that.
No, bleep
Don't bleep that.
He has control.
So for people who, if they heard a beep, imagine the most offensive thing you could ever think of. Times that by 100, that's Dutch.
I'd multiply it by 100, but that's just me. Okay, next one. All right, guys, number 6B? What do they call it? 6S?
Or A.
6S.
Yes.
So this is Second Summit, aged 18 years, PX Sherry butt finish, 87% corn, 12% rye, 1% barley, 129 proof, and we got another fresh crack. So again, keep in mind this one has not had it.
Dylan failed to do his job. No, what happened?
The wax came up and hit me in the face.
We need slow-mo on that. And just note.
Yeah. You know what?
Dylan planted booby traps on this. He's like, I know Dutch is going to open this one. I'm going to reseal it so it explodes in his face.
Exactly.
He's not denying it. So let's see what the sherry finish does. I'm starting to get an idea of what I think about the brand.
Okay. Good. Save it for the end.
Okay. I'll forget by then, though.
Okay, then sure.
It feels like an independent bottler. You know? It's just like these seem just random.
Yeah.
Desperately random.
What?
In the movie. Oh.
Well, I mean, you say but it's like, well, I expect.
Well, yeah, because they told us it's sherry.
Sherry.
You expect sherry, yes. But it kind of works.
Yeah, finally, there's something.
So 18 to 26-year-old, finished in Spanish oak PX sherry, 87 corn, 12 rye, and 1% malted barley.
I said this already. Somebody wasn't paying attention.
So basically they took 500 liters of batch 6, the one we had before, and then put it in the Spanish oak sherry for second fill.
Ah, nice. Yeah. All right. The sherry helps.
But it doesn't fix the finish.
It doesn't fix the finish, but it fixes the mid to the end bit of the palate. The sweetness kind of comes in, counteracts some of that spice, but then the finish is still all that really hot, spicy black pepper thing.
Yeah, I think they added the sugar to kind of mask the kind of inconsistencies. The issue that I have here is I actually prefer the regular 6, and the reason for that is because when I drink this, it seems very disconnected. I feel like I'm drinking two different things at the same time and kind of mixing it in my mouth. And then what ends up happening at the finish, it separates. It separates out. And so you have what I would expect in a just drinking sherry. Like that's the flavor that I would expect in sherry. And then you have this kind of rye, like some kind of grainy, light whiskey. And you get these two flavors kind of running in parallel.
I think that there's a moment in like the last third of the palate that everything kind of comes together. But it's like the beginning, I get what you're saying, because the beginning tastes one way and then it morphs into this sweet, kind of actually, I thought, well-balanced presentation. But then at the finish, it kind of goes back to, here's the spicy hit.
I mean, I get it. I mean, this is...
It's like if that had continued, so in other words, if it had built up to that last third and then kept going,
that'd be nice.
I think it would have worked. I really think it would have worked. And maybe it needs...
time.
A little more time in the finishing barrel. Maybe it needs mingling time after that. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people lost their mind because they announced that there's only like 642 bottles for this, right? But
is it worth 150
Did you find
bucks? Well, this is his.
Yeah, his mind.
No, I never.
Oh, did he lose? I thought
he lost his mind.
No, I never. That's just like I don't understand.
Processing.
I can barely understand English today.
English, do you speak it?
No, I don't today, guys. Okay, I'm ready to move on.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys, pass on down the last of the tall bottles. Number 7, what are we on? Yeah, batch 7. Another fresh crack, 18 years old, 83% corn, Hungarian oak, 131 proof. Is this our highest proof point?
Maybe.
Again.
That's your job.
Jesus.
I should have known better. I don't know what I was expecting.
Like, see how he puts in no effort when it comes to other people's passions, right? He has no sympathy. He's like a rock.
So what effort have you put into the drink freeze that I prepared?
I brought it for you.
You brought this one.
Yeah,
you don't
for you to expand your mind.
This is all stated.
And yet, it's like his mind is as narrow.
This is like me going to your class and you're like, why didn't you write the textbook already, dude?
That's what I say.
True.
This is true. He does say that.
Yeah.
All right, how's the nose?
I raised my hand. I said, "This is."
Yeah, you're the teacher and you're
banal.
raising your hand.
This is the problem. He doesn't understand where he is. What was our mash bill again?
This is 83 corn, 16 rye, 1 malted barley, aged in New American, ex-bourbon, and Hungarian oak barrel.
The new oak. I mean, sorry, the corn mash bill is. Why is it so spicy?
Yeah. Yeah, which is weird.
Is that
It's
just a
behaving like a
factor?
rye.
Yeah, is that the factor of like the temperature it's aged at? Man, it's so spicy on the nose.
Let's try it.
This is a little bit of a better balanced presentation.
I agree.
Now at the end of the finish, it kind of gets that.
See, I don't get the
Not
finish
bad.
like in the previous ones. This one, it
You know
suffers
what,
from.
the sweetness lasts way longer on the finish. On this.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. But at the very, very
At the
end,
very
you start
end.
getting a little bit. It's not
There's a little
bad,
bit
but
of
It's
this.
not. It's not.
But
Yeah.
I think probably the best blend in this one.
I don't know, man.
Well, let's try that number 5.
Enjoyed the front palate of the other one more versus this one. Going back to the 5.
We've had the 5 open for a while. Let's try that. See if it's opened up.
Get the grain.
Yeah.
The nose is better.
Still get the grain though.
The finish is still punchy.
It's like,
feel-
I kind of want to blend these.
No, the seven blend is
Better.
It's superior.
Yeah. Overall, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's not very deep though. All the flavors taste just kind of very
Yeah,
superficial.
but it's the X barrels, right? X used barrels. It's you're not gonna get.
Yeah, but you have Scotch that is ex-used barrels, and then you get a lot of depth of flavor. You're just not getting a lot of depth of flavor with any of these.
I agree.
You agree?
You know,
that
the finish-
You have
the finish-
to be confrontational about your agreement.
So the finish is more sweetness.
with you.
I don't think you get like this exponential heat like you did before. Pleasant.
Yeah, because the sweetness lingers longer at least. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. Still at the end, man.
I'm still looking for jam. I'm still looking for some kind of fruit, like a distinct fruit or something. We'll talk about it at the end, but I want to learn about the character of the company, right? So
Got it. It's a rice spice ending.
okay.
It's a spicy affair. Dutch 2024. All right,
so creative.
Let's get into these single barrels.
No,
All right, hand out the first single barrel.
No reply.
it's so
No
punchy
reply.
today. So punchy.
Punchy.
Like what we're drinking.
Like what we're exactly. All right, so this is again a fresh crack. Dude, this is Jules now, okay? Jules is coming down on you.
Exactly.
Single barrel, finished in PX sherry, and 66% rye, 30% corn, 4% malted barley, 117 proof. So we'll see the PX sherry single barrel did for it. I'm actually quite curious about the single barrel presentation. Like, do they have some? Because I kind of imagine they're like, oh, we have some amazing barrels, and then when they try to make the blends, either the amazing barrels get lost in it,
Right, doesn't come
or
out.
the amazing barrels are the only thing that make them kind of good. So I'm kind of curious how
That's what they package instead.
these single barrels go. So,
All right.
what's the age on this one? Does it have an age?
No age.
It's a 19-year-old rye, 12-year-old rye, and 21-year-old corn.
That's a single barrel. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we created our single barrel program by developing blends designed for cask finishing. After we make a blend,
single barrel
Barrel blend.
yeah, we finish it in a variety of casks. We then bottle the best as single barrels without chill filtration or additives. We call each unique range of finished whiskeys a season.
Got it. So he's learning this for the first time too. All right.
That was the real purpose.
Come on, I
of that
couldn't-
question.
you know what?
You
You
couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
Comment below why Dutch is a bully. So if you agree, just write bully. Just bully.
Dylan is.
No, just write bully
Okay.
in the comment section.
This nose smells like sherry, almost like cloyingly.
I know, like medicinal, dude.
Yeah, like the kind of like when it gets cloyingly sweet.
Yeah.
That's like all I can smell though is the sherry.
That's my my theory about single barrels hold water,
The barrel held whiskey.
where you have a disconnect between the aroma and the
Aroma on the
palate.
palate.
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
We'll see.
Let's go in. Yes. What the hell is going on with this
Yeah.
one? There's like nothing there. There's like little punches here. Like this. Like
I was going to say, I
it's
get
like a flickering light bulb.
like this.
Yes, yes.
It's a flickering light bulb. It's like I got rye, I got cherry, and then I got like something kind of funky.
There's is that like almost tannic?
I don't know, let me try again. It's mostly dead air.
No, man. What's that funk, though? Something funky.
It's almost like rotten.
Yeah.
Let's put it aside. And then we can come back to it.
Let's come back to it.
So let's
get the last one.
Stickers.
All right, let's pass on down that next single barrel. We got some glasses for this one too. Wow, this one is really dark. This is, let me open it. Again, another fresh crack. Not commenting on that, I'm just letting you guys know.
Comment below. Boom.
66%. Is it the same mash? 66% rye?
66% rye, 30 corn,
Okay.
and 4 malted.
So I'd imagine this is a similar kind of situation. It is aged in number 4 char, I'm guessing new wood, and then a tawny port. So your favorite. We're getting some port. Oh, and this has a tassel. So it's a private barrel. So this was a barrel pick. Or probably a custom, I'm guessing, right?
Look how it has no respect.
No, I do this to everything, to be honest. I'm treating it like just like everything else.
Without respect.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Precision, not accuracy. All right.
Okay, predictions.
Okay, predictions. The nose is going to be amazing, and the palate's going to be
Like
bland.
I said,
This is your drink.
single barrels, man. These barrel picks every single time.
Oh, no, the nose is a little bland. Maybe this is going to flip the script.
I don't think so.
No, this is good.
This is really good, right?
Yeah.
This is what
me smell
this
yours.
is what happens when people go do barrel picks.
Glass.
They get seduced by the siren.
No, I don't smell anything.
I seriously can't smell anything.
Really? No, this is good.
I get like
Better than the other one.
Maybe I just can't smell port. I really can't smell anything.
Maybe your brain stopped working.
Like compared to the last one? Yeah. Smell the other one. Smell single barrel one. Way more going on.
Too much grain on that.
Yeah.
But more. This is very muted.
No, it's not. Pour more.
I don't think this one's
Just
more.
pour a little more.
Here. I'm going to spill it, so why don't you pour me some? You should have been doing this the whole drink through you. Oh my god.
Okay, there.
Right.
That's how much he needs to compensate.
I might. Watch, it's going to work, I bet, too.
What do you think, Jules?
I like it.
Right?
It's pleasant. I think
sweet.
there's the sweetness is nice.
get
More
hints
on
of that
the
jam.
Very
white,
subtle,
but
man.
yeah,
Hints of
I'm
the
getting
jam.
some of the
Yeah.
jam. I even think I'm getting like floral, dude.
I'm still getting nothing.
Yeah,
it's
I can be
open, yeah.
convinced. Yeah, I can be convinced.
It's good.
It's good.
Let me try my trick here.
And then
So
I got
that's
nothing. I'm serious.
so that whole sequence
that's
right
gonna
there.
be so good. That's a meme
Dutch,
right there, man. I'm saying
Dutch in the
that.
'90s in a nutshell, right there.
The 90s.
Except it was
That's
glue.
last night.
It was
yeah.
blue.
Imagine Die Hard 1, the guy who says "booby."
Hans.
Okay.
Booby. All right, let's try this.
It tracks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Man, my theory holds water, man. It's
finish
every
is like-
time.
Terrible.
Chemicals.
It's every time.
It's terrible.
Every time. Every single time.
Worst
I mean, I don't know, maybe
of
because
all.
you said Elmer's glue, but like,
Dude.
that's what this is like, man. It's that chemically.
It smells like chemicals, man. It tastes like chemicals, I mean. And I would know.
Now you can sympathize with what happens when I drink port, right?
Dude, it's just bad. It's just
this
bad.
is what happened.
Okay. Why don't we do a little bit of a recap? Okay, so should we go back to the ones that we set aside to see
Yeah.
what we like? So let's go back to number 5 again. I don't think we really need to. We did our comparison, but I'm going to try it anyway. Because I got to get the taste of that last one out of my mouth.
I get more vanilla.
It's still an interesting palate.
Yeah.
I think now
The
we
finish
want
is not as punchy.
No. Should we go back to the single barrel that you wanted to let open up? The first single barrel?
Yep.
Nah. I'll go back to the 7.
Oh, the nose is still so like cloyingly sherry.
Yeah, medicinal,
sweetness.
dude.
Yeah,
Really?
It is.
Still medicinal,
It is
man.
medicinal.
Maybe a little. Like it's like Robitussin. Like Robitussin cherry flavored. Cherry or sherry, yes. The palate's a little better.
Yeah.
Definitely better now. It's opened up, it's a little bit expanded.
Finish is still the same for me, though.
It's okay.
Okay. So what's your takeaway here, Joel?
Well, he likes number 7 apparently.
I want to make sure I still like it. That's
Okay.
the thing.
I seem to recall liking number 3 and number 7. I think those were the ones that really kind of.
You want some more? Want more?
Yeah,
7.
it's the only one. Yeah,
It's the only
I think
one
it was
there.
3. Was 3 was the one I said I liked, right at the beginning.
Because this one, again, the finish is sweeter compared to the other ones.
it doesn't
So it's
have that
nice.
like
It
crazy
doesn't have-
rhythmic heat.
This is 7.
I'm not getting weird spikes. Yeah. None of the medicinal.
Yeah, none of the medicinal, none of the weirdness of the
Yeah, whatever's happening with the single
these
barrels.
picks.
Yeah, but this is it really tastes like a rye. It really tastes like a rye,
It's a rye
but-
sweetness.
but it's a
Sweetness.
corn.
I
It's a
agree.
high corn mash bill, which is so intriguing to me.
I mean, it has the rye profile, right?
Right.
All right, here's number 3. I think this is the one.
Yeah,
I
maybe I
like.
should go back to that.
And this is the rye mash bill.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
It's a little mellower, but good flavors. It's like a good rye to me.
Yeah, paint by numbers rye. Just not that
No, I
interesting.
think the finish is better
Yeah, it's
than
got
a
that-
typical cheap rye.
Oh, cheap rye, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'd still pick like a
you
Templeton
know what?
Templeton 10.
yeah,
Still better than this. It's got more depth to the flavors. But this is good. Like the flavors are good. It tastes like a good rye.
yeah.
But if I were to tell you this is a 17 or whatever it is year old rye,
Yeah, that old.
you'd be like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So weird.
So what's the summary? What's the takeaway from
Weird. That's
this
what I'm telling
company?
you. Like, it's weird. It seems like somebody's throwing darts. And they haven't really yet hit a bullseye with it because they're all so different, and yet like I
It's
can't get a
searching.
common theme.
It's searching.
That-
I
yeah,
think.
that's what I mean, like
I think
throwing
what it
darts.
is it's like this. It's like variations of like the light whiskey world, right? You get these just kind of hints of this flavor, this flavor, but I wish there was the one thing that I long for is a theme, right? I want
agree.
a personality from a producer.
And you could get that with like a common mash bill, which they don't all have, or a common barrel type, which they don't have.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
and
just-
let me explain why that is important. If somebody asked me, if like let's say one of our 12 viewers come up to me and say, "Hey, like, can you just kind of describe the characteristic of Found North because I saw it. I mean, should I go and buy it?" And my response is going to be, I have no idea.
No.
Because from batch to batch, I wish there was an underlying theme other than trying to hide, a flawed component of a particular barrel.
Yeah, the only thing you can really say is this is like a bunch of different kinds of Canadian whiskey, which kind of tells you nothing.
Right.
You know?
So that's why, and then
Like, not even all the grain seems to be coming from the same place.
Yeah, and then
I don't know, maybe.
No, yeah.
It feels like they're sourcing a bunch of like grain distillates, mixing them into random barrels and random finishes, and they're
what
just hoping they
happens.
hit the jackpot on something. And they haven't, to me, they haven't hit it with any of these.
I think the
is the
7.
closest.
Yeah, I
But
think
you're going to spend $150 on that?
no,
bottle?
never.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I still don't think they've hit it.
Yeah.
Like they've gotten some decent. Like 3 and 7. I wouldn't mind sipping on either one of those. They're good. They're fine.
But not for 150.
I'm not going to go seek it out for $150.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd say like $70, $80 maybe.
If that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying for the proof and the age, but
You're not getting any of that
I know.
experience from
I mean,
that.
I think
That's the thing, too. So
the
it's like,
problem
it's not
is even
worth-
with all the inflated prices of today, for $50, I think you can find equivalent and or better in some respects. Whiskeys that have similar mash bills or similar grain, right?
Yeah.
So you can find
Well,
corn whiskeys or
Alberta
wheat whis-
Premium rye.
Yeah.
About $100, 70, 80 bucks.
yeah.
Canadian whiskey, Canadian rye that is high proof. Should we try it?
Okay. Are you gonna get the glass?
All right, I think this is the 2022 release. Maybe the 2020 release. This is 66%. No, we have a couple of them. I don't remember. I just grabbed one randomly. Canadian rye whiskey, 66%. All right, let's try this one. So, like I said, I don't remember which one. I thought it was the 2021 release.
Sure, whatever.
Or maybe 2022. Let's see. Screw top. Just to get an idea, we're talking Canadian whiskey, Canadian rye. Like, what can Canadian rye be like? This is a much cheaper price point. You don't have an age statement, but is it better? Is it worse?
This is very straightforward. I mean, like it's cleaner, right? Because it's not chaos.
I'm actually getting something. Just on the aroma.
It's approachable on the nose, yeah.
I mean, you could taste the youth in terms of the finish.
I don't know, man.
so good.
The depth of flavor is
No. So the depth of flavor is
Depth and breadth.
Yeah, it's
There's
much
so
more.
many more check marks here.
It's much more.
I'm sorry, this is better than anything we just had.
I agree.
I concur.
All right, well, that's a great way to end a Found North Drinkthrough, guys.
Wow. So no summary.
Comment
No
below.
profile.
Now you see why I didn't want to do this drink through.
No information.
Okay, hey, you know what? Hey guys,
Nothing.
send email.
Send me all your email.
Yeah,
Email.
send it to Dutch hates everything at curiositypublic. What is it? B-I-Z?
Now biz.ca.
Yeah, well, Jules, take us out.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Wow.
Tell us what you guys think. Have you guys tried Found North? Let us know. Thumbs up, thumbs down this episode. We appreciate it either way. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube and Patreon. We are selling t-shirts. Links will be in the description. And we have a podcast and all the major players. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
Let me just say, look, we take the hit. Wait, correction. I take the hit, so you don't have to.
We've all taken the hit on something.
So you watch this so that
So you learn.
so you learn. You say like,
So you come to class so that Dylan can tell you to write the book.
Exactly. And he'll raise his hand even though he's the teacher.
Do it yourself. Do it again.
And then it's like the student trying to figure out whether or not to answer.
And then the student becomes the master when they pull out the Alberta Premium Rye.
No, I am a lifelong learner, a humble student, if you will, of life. But these guys, they're
Just a-holes.
Yeah. Go to Professor Oshak Hennessey's office.
I'm sorry, man. The Alberta is better than any of those.
Seriously.
Man. And cheaper. It's half the price, dude. It's half the price. Look it up. How much is Alberta Premium?
Probably like a third of the price.
I think I got this for $77. I remember it was $777. I think $77 and $70 or something like that.
$79.99.
There you go.
There you go.
Half the
You
price.
can get it
half.
delivered right now for $64.99.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see what Found North batch 7 is
Seven.
going.
Yeah. What's batch 7 at?
183.99.
80? What?
I enjoy that. Look at the legs on this. I mean, like, this
180,
is,
y'all.
I mean, granted, this is technically not a rye. It is a
Corn.
Canadian corn whiskey.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, man. It's just not.
You don't have to be sorry. This is learning.
I was apologizing to you. I was actually trying to be respectful.
Oh, olive branch.
Wow, way to be humble.
Break.
And cut.
I'm done.
What a shit show.
I'm done. Comment below why Dutch is so condescending toward drink-throughs that he doesn't like collect. He likes to collect all the stuff that
Dude, it's
his
fine,
circle
but if you're
of self-pleasure loves. It was like, hey, Dutch, you should drink throughs all.
But see, if I do it, I'm properly prepared. I don't have to look it up on the internet. All my bottles are open, they've breathed, and it's a proper drink through. It's not this half-ass like, I want to do this drink through. You do all the work.
That's your entire job. That's your job to get ready for this.
Right, that's right. You're just the drama. You just show up. All right.
That's my job. Oh, we gotta open these too? Or Dutch has to. Oh, I'm digging it.
You know what it is?
That's my
It's
job
like
here.
if
to dig.
if Dutch didn't think of it, he'd think he like poo-poos everything. Like literally.
I haven't poo-pooed anything except
his
your
la-
lack of interest in this drink.
His louder flow. His
You
Lack
wanted to
of
do it.
preparation.
I was like, I want to do this. We have to do it, but I don't care about it.
no,
All right.